Rolling. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 4th episode of our horror podcast. James Brown.
Ryan Brown.
Hope you guys had a great week. My apologies for doing this on Wednesday as opposed to Monday, but with the 4th of July holiday and being busy tomorrow, we didn't have enough time to really get it done until today. First of all, guys, don't forget the email, horrorfanaticsunlimited at gmail.com. For anybody that wants to help out with the website, for anybody that wants to get exposure for whatever they love horror related, please email us, reach out to us, and we'll get together. We'll see what we can do. Also, if you've not got your copy of The Glads yet, go out and get this book. It's an awesome book. Sold on Amazon.com, Booksmedium.com, BarnesandNoble.com. It's all over the internet. We're selling about 370 books to date, and we have a book signing coming up at AFK Books on Shore Drive next Saturday, July 16th. If you haven't got this already, go check it out. Alright guys, so our topics for today. We watched The Boy over the weekend. We're going to give our thoughts about that. The movie with, what's her name?
I don't know, Maggie. I don't know.
Maggie, yes. But she's so beautiful, you don't need to know her real name. Maggie from Walking Dead is all we need to know. And so she's in the movie. We're going to review that. The next one we're going to talk about is Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters remake is coming out this week. We're going to share our thoughts on that, as well as why there isn't any prominent female directors in horror. That's a big thing. And last but not least, we're going to talk about our fight for our tournament that we have for tonight, which is the Wrong Turn crew versus the Hills Have Eyes crew. Who would win and why? So let's get started. The Boy. What'd you think about it?
I thought it was a decent movie. I don't think it was great. It took a while to get going, kind of slow to start. Once it started, it got pretty good, but I don't want to give anything away, but the ending was kind of saw it coming because I saw a similar movie with a similar twist as that one. I'm not going to give anything away, but the twist was similar to what we had already seen, so I kind of expected the ending. But overall, I think it's worth a watch. Not a great movie, but good for a watch, I'd say.
I had never seen the movie that you were referring to, and so for me, it was a new thing. That still didn't. When I say new, it was different. It didn't really bring anything outstanding to horror genre. I didn't see anything where I was like, wow, I can't wait to watch it again. And after watching it, I pretty much forgot about it. There's not too many scenes I can remember that stood out to me.
Yeah, I'll give him the doll was pretty creepy.
The doll was creepy.
Yeah, that was a good aspect of the movie. The doll was pretty creepy. Besides that, it wasn't anything great or stand out.
And another thing, I feel like the house that was used was the exact same house that was in Crimson Peak, the exact same house that was in Woman in Black, the exact same house that was in all those old-timey setting movies. And it just didn't, and it like you said, it did take a long time to get going. I really wasn't into it until the twist. It just kind of was just there, and I don't know. But it wasn't horrible. I paid $1.54 for Redbox, so I don't regret that. I would have regretted going to the theater for it, that's for sure. So next we had the Ghostbusters remake coming out. All female cast coming out this Friday. What do you think about it?
I think like most people, if you were born from like mid 80s to like early to mid 90s, then I think most people have a soft spot in their heart for the original Ghostbusters, for 1 and 2 really. And I don't know. I got no problem with it being an all-female cast, but I'm just not that hyped about it. It looks kind of corny to me. Some of the I've seen the commercials. And because like I'm saying, it's comedy of course, but like Ghostbusters original and both of them had like a creepiness to them. You know what I'm saying? It was comedy by creepiness to them. I don't think creepiness to this one. It just seems like a corny comedy. I'm not that big on it personally.
I agree, and just so everybody knows, it's not a sexist thing at all. We could care less that it's all female cast. That's not the issue. The issue is I feel like we're watching Goosebumps meets Ghostbusters with more Goosebumps than Ghostbusters. It just doesn't look like something that. It looks like they didn't put any heart into it, and it was just a forced remake. The big thing now, I understand why, to an extent, of why they went this way with this Spangler, or is it Egon, the one that passed? Egon, I believe was, yeah. Egon passing, and Bill Murray saying Bill Murray not wanting to do it.
Well, he said he didn't want to do it before he passed.
Well, no, but I mean between those two things, I could see why they wanted to go a different route, and I don't think anybody's really upset at the fact that it's a female cast. It's just when I first saw the trailer, I didn't have any thoughts at all, and then I watched the trailer and I was like, it just felt flat. It just felt like there was no magic, no spark, and what they tried too hard. The thing about Ghostbusters 1 and 2, all the actors, the whole cast, they didn't try. They just had talent, and they all meshed together. They weren't really trying. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say too much that, who, for all I know, it might be good. I can tell you I'm not going to watch it, but I might hear that it's good from other people that do watch it. I have no desire to see it. And is there anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I'll probably entertain it at some point eventually, whether it's on Netflix or somebody has it on DVD sometime. But I'm not going to go out my way to go to the movies and see it or buy a DVD of it.
Right. And that brings us to our next point about since we're talking about the whole all female cast. Why have you noticed there's never been a prominent female horror director? There's been female directors. Now, when I first thought about this topic, I didn't even know how many female directors there had been in the first place. But come to find out, there've been a few that done some good stuff. Mary Lambert did Pet Sematary. And then the director of American Psycho was a female. Director of Near Dark was a female.
One of the highest profile female directors that I know is Sofia Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola's daughter, the one who did Godfather. His daughter's a director. But besides that, Ravenous, there's a movie called Ravenous. I don't know if it's on Netflix still, but
yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's still on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Came out like late 90s, I want to say. Probably late 90s. It's not quite a horror movie. It's kind of a horror movie. I guess you can kind of consider a horror movie, horror suspense type. But that's a great movie. That's a female director too. So
yeah, and
I don't remember her name, but
here and there there's been a couple of ones that come out, but there's never been a prominent, a big name female director that they put along the lines of Wes Craven or Tobe Hooper or John Carpenter. And why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like a lot of those guys you mentioned, they have, you know what I'm saying, their passion is horror. Like Wes Craven, he was the director and he was also the creator of a lot of those characters. So he actually went out of his way to put his money into that and basically bring his brainchild to life.
Right.
Like a lot of, I don't know. I'm not gonna say there aren't any females that have that passion for horror, but it's hard to say.
Do you think we'll see one? Do you think there's going to be a big name, prominent, in the top 10, top 15, top 20 horror movie directors that's going to break out?
It could be, because at one point I thought as far as horror directors, that we wouldn't see any new prominent horror directors at all, really, because it had been so long since we had a new one until James Wan. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? James Wan's out there now, so who's to say what we'll see in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think that we will see it because the way I look at it, if you look at the past, you look at our grandmother on both sides raising multiple children, over 5 kids. You have that many kids, and back then the ideology was raise kids, be supportive of your husband, take care of the family, and that was what women wanted to do back at that time. And then now you fast forward to our mom, who raised the three of us, along with but also having her own thing on the side, getting her master's, you're doing stuff like this, and you fast forward to more, and and you look at Ronda Rousey, who kind of just made this huge push for women can literally do whatever men can do, and I think over time it's going to.
Now with Hillary Clinton, maybe possibly being the first.
Right, and I think with time it's going to be less about having children, more about doing what the female wants to do with her life, and people that have that passion for horror run with it and say, you know what, I can make these movies as well. And I think in maybe 5 to 10 years we're going to start seeing a lot more female directors behind the camera of horror movies, and I think they're going to get pretty prominent eventually. Do you have anything else to say about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's only a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, so our group horror versus matches, it's taking off. They're going pretty well. And yet last night we had the 28 weeks later, the zombies versus 20 weeks later infected versus Dawn of the Dead zombies.
Who won that, by the way?
Oh man, the 28 weeks later people crushed it.
I'm probably voted for it.
I don't remember either. Well, who do you say wins now? You don't remember?
I think I voted for the zombies.
What, Dawn of the Dead?
Hold up, did I? Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
Just because, what I'm saying, the 28 weeks later, people are still people. They're just basically crazy people, so they can still be killed. Like they're supposed to be killed, but zombies have to kill them by killing the brain. But they didn't get messed up in the arm or leg, whatever, and they keep coming.
Yeah, I agree. I see your point. I disagree with the outcome, because I went with the 28 weeks later infected. The reason why, those things, they're just so vicious. And granted, they can be killed easier, but they are just so vicious. And we're looking at this from a standpoint of, let's say, 7-on-7, not a mismatch. Like 7-on-7, or how many there are, just going at it. And I think that once they're focused on something, there's not much that can stop them. Which brings us to tonight. So tonight's matchup is the Hills Have Eyes crew, Pluto and Jupiter and the whole lot, against the Wrong Turn individuals from that movie. What are your thoughts on that?
I gotta go with the Wrong Turn.
Oh man, why?
Because I like Hills Have Eyes. Like, are we speaking of the remake or the original?
The remake.
The remake. Okay.
For the people that haven't, not everyone's seen the original, so we'll go with the remake.
Yeah, I mean the remake. The main thing about them, they're just, mutated or whatever. They have super strength, and they're vicious, all that stuff. But that's about it. I'm saying the Wrong Turn, like they have super strength, and they're mutated, and they have actual skills. Like there's nobody from the Hills of Eyes with actual skills. They kind of just, go crazy and kill and do all that stuff. But like they have the archer from the Wrong Turn crew that's like a dead shot from like 100 yards away.
That's true.
The guy that throws the axe from like 100 yards away like it's nothing. Like they have actual skills. So I think their skills will kind of be able to get past the Hills of Eyes crew.
Yeah, initially when I thought this whole thing up, I was gonna roll with the Hills Have Eyes people, but after thinking about it, the Wrong Turn group has more going for them, and not even about the skills part, but the fact that they literally, in their environment, in the woods, in the forest, there's hiding spots. They have to look for you. They have to find you. They have to know how to read the land. The Hills Have Eyes people in the desert's open. You really can't hide in the desert. There's not a lot of thought they have to put together to find you. If you're out there, they're gonna find you. And they're gonna get you. It's gonna be. It makes for a much more efficient killer if they are able to hunt you down and get you. I think even if they have the exact same skills, both have the exact same skills, just the fact that they have to look, just the fact they have to find ways around their terrain to get to you, gives them a leg up on the Hills Have Eyes crew. So, but I think it's interesting. I think that Hills Have Eyes will probably win popularity prize. I think that not everyone that votes based on who would actually win in a fight. It's more so of what they've seen, which is nothing wrong with that. That's completely fine. So, I think that's going to be the deciding factor. But was there anything else you wanted to say?
Nothing good.
Cool. Well, that wraps up our 4th episode of the Horror Fanatics podcast, everybody. Once again, do not forget about our email, horrorfanaticsunlimited@gmail.com. Don't forget about the Glads, sold on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, BooksAMillion.com, everywhere online. You can get this book. It's a great book with the second one coming out in a couple of months. Also, if you are not a part of the Horror Fanatics Facebook page, find us, search us on Facebook, and join in. Your opinion matters, your thoughts matter, and when if you're watching this video, please leave a comment on what you like about these, what you don't like about these, how we can improve them. If you have any topics you want us to talk about, anything, any kind of input at all, we're open and we're willing to hearing about it. So please take advantage of that. Until next time, guys, I'm James Brown.
Ryan Brown.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.